Kevin O'Connell joins us now because early on, they were just not. They got a first down in their first drive and then nothing.
Yeah, this was a game that I thought the Chargers would at least be able to establish themselves, drive the football a little bit, try to keep Peyton Manning off the field. But we'll look at a statistic here. At one point, this was 8 possessions from after that first drive, where it was punt, INT, and then 6 straight punts, where their longest drive, I think at that point, was 5 plays. So when you're playing against Peyton Manning on the road, you either have big plays yourself, you go down the field in chunks, which is obviously not the case, or you sustain long drives, which you do by establishing the football and having success on third down.
And that keeps Peyton Manning on the sideline where he can't hurt you.
Absolutely. And as we look at our first play tonight, going back through the tape, it was very obvious that the Chargers not only struggled on third down, but they struggled at the line of scrimmage. This is at the beginning of the game. You'll see beginning of the second half, you'll see 2nd and 10. The Chargers rolled the dice a little bit. They go for the onside kick. They get it. A great opportunity to take advantage of the momentum in this football game. 2nd and 10. Try to put yourself in a position to have a manageable third down. Maybe 3rd, 5, 3rd and 4. But like we saw a lot of this game is you can go ahead and roll it. Denver Broncos across the line of scrimmage making plays in the Chargers backfield.
Well, that's a breakdown in the backside of that offensive line. That's away from I mean, that's just amazing.
It's something that Denver obviously came into this football game saying we need to first and foremost stop the run and then get to our plan on third down, which was basically to rush 4 all game and try to win individual one-on-one matchups.
Was there any chance they were in man coverage there, so that was his man regardless, and so you just go wherever he goes and shoots the gap?
I think he saw the guard pull and just shotgun runs.
Sure.
You're very limited in what you do. You see teams like the New England Patriots execute those shotgun runs, but they get downhill and they really get bodies on bodies. As we roll to the next plays, we get into the third down issues. This was the play right after that running play, 3rd and 12. Obviously a play that you don't want to be in 3rd and 12 against Von Miller and Elvis Dumervil, but one-on-one again. And we give a lot of credit to Antonio Gates for commanding double teams and being a guy that you can't leave one-on-one. Well, this is a situation where the Chargers did try to block him some of the times today, one-on-one, and it didn't work. This is a whole different story. As we get to this 3rd and 4, and you can freeze it, Phillip Rivers, they tried to do something that I've been a huge fan of, going empty, spreading the whole field out and seeing if they can get a matchup that they like.
Okay, what's happening right there?
Well, you're going to see it. They're going to get a matchup they like. Phillip Rivers, Pro Bowl level quarterback, studies film maybe more than anyone. He sees Elvis Dumervil take his hand off the ground, and he now knows that he's got 5 guys to block Denver's 5 guys. So he's trying to make all 5 of the Chargers O-linemen slide right. It's a call that he made. Who knows if they could hear him? It's a loud environment. But this is something that has to get communicated, and each one of these guys needs to step down and handle their blocking assignment because they, like I said, have Elvis Dumervil trying to cover Ladarius Green. But as you roll it, you'll see what happens. He's trying to get him to go. He's making the signal. Not everybody gets it. You had the rookie David Mock there at right guard step left. I don't know what happened, but I will say, you talked about Derek Thomas, you talked about some of the other premier pass rushers in this league. He might be the best one, and he's coming unblocked on a crucial third down. You're not going to win football games doing that.
And maybe you were able to see at the bottom of that play, Antonio Gates was getting open because he was running away from the linebacker who was trying to trail him on the play, which is almost an impossible way to try to cover Antonio Gates.
Absolutely, and you bring up a great point, finding Antonio Gates on third down. And they ran into a comedy of problems, comedy of errors. As we look at the next set of plays, and a final set of plays, you'll see this is a play where Antonio Gates, you think he's one-on-one, but he's really not. They're able to bring pressure with just 4 guys, and Antonio runs his route, but the Chargers are keeping guys in to block. Try to help out Jeremy Clary, try to help out Mike Harris, and you can go ahead and roll it. And it looks like it's one-on-one, but it's not. He's getting double-teamed from high to low. So Chris Harris knows that he can do anything he wants because he can be beaten deep. So he can play Antonio laterally where he gets open so many times. Go ahead and roll it. You'll see him. He immediately waits for him. He knows he's got help over the top so he can jump routes. On top of that, this secondary has been playing with this front 4 all season. They know the rush is going to get there. And then 3rd and 4, very much still an 8-point game at this point. If the Chargers could at least put a drive together, maybe they find a way to go down there and tie the game. I'm not giving too much blame on Jeremy Clary and Mike Harris because they're guys that I believe were outmatched. They were going up against the premier pass rushers in the NFL, and they were left on an island a couple times. When they were given help, the Chargers weren't able to get open. It was a combination of all those things that led to them going 3 for 16 on third down.
So does that lower the grade you give the head coach, or in this case the offensive coordinator who happens to be the head coach?
I think everybody deserves blame because I think not only there was plays to be made in the passing game as we saw in the second half, but the effect of being hit constantly over and over again for 10 games this year is starting to really affect Phillip in the pocket. So even when he is protected, he runs the play like he's not getting the ball out. We saw him throw the ball 30 yards into the bleachers a couple times today. It's just not going to be productive on third down against one of the best defenses in the NFL.
That's a terrific point. Thanks for breaking all those plays down for us. Kevin O'Connell.